Hi there everyone, welcome to this exercise-based Pilates cool down. So I've got a cool down number for you today. So if you've been for a run, you've had a full-on physical day out in the garden or on the farm, or you've done one of Mel's really upbeat classes, or Barry's, or a full-on yoga session with Bree, then this is the class for you to cool you down for the next 10 minutes or so. Okay, so with that, I'm just going to start with some shoulder rolls. So you should already be nice and warmed up after your full-on exercise or whatever you've done. So let's take them around, then back. Make these shoulder rolls a bit bigger now, opening the chest as you're doing so. Okay, and let's then go the other way. All right, and now let's take our hands out behind our back. Bring those palms together and just open up your chest. So standing up nice and tall while you do so. Okay, opening up your chest there. Feeling that nice stretch through the top of the pecs. Okay, let's release those hands now and just simply swing yourself from side to side, just loosening off nicely and relaxing there. Okay, onto a little shoulder stretch. So take one arm out in front of you. I'm going to take my left arm out in front. I'm going to cross that left arm over the body and hold onto my forearm, okay, and try and keep this arm as straight as possible. So my left arm is nice and straight. I'm also going to try and keep my shoulder down in its socket and not let it come up towards the ear. Getting a nice stretch across the top of that shoulder. Now we can change that stretch now, and we can dial this thumb down to the floor, 180 degrees. Dialing that thumb down. Okay, feeling that stretch to the top of the shoulder, arm as straight as possible. And then gently release that arm. Take this left arm now up and overhead, and place your right fingers just under the elbow joint. Getting a tricep stretch here. Lift up and feeling that stretch. Now we can let's take that arm over to the right side. So pull the arm over, pull that left arm over with the right arm, feeling that stretch through that tricep. And then just gently release and let those arms filter down to the start. Okay, over onto your right arm now, right arm. So right arm out in front of you, cross it over your chest, grab hold of that forearm and just draw that shoulder back into its socket. Okay, so don't let it rise up. That's it, holding it there. Now let's turn that thumb 180 degrees down towards the floor, straightening that arm as much as it will go. Feeling that stretch across the top of the shoulder. Okay, let's take it now up into that tricep stretch. So take the right arm up and overhead. Okay, and let's place those left fingers just below that elbow joint. Okay, now push it back initially. Feeling that stretch through the tricep. And then gently ease that left arm. Okay, draw it over to the left side, feeling that good stretch there. And then release those arms and shake them out, roll those shoulders as you come back down. Onto the old quad stretch, so bending the supporting leg. If your balance isn't great, go and hold on to something. Otherwise, try and challenge yourself, okay? Draw these knees together and soften that supporting knee. Now push through the top of the thigh, push through this hip, and you should feel that thigh and that quad engage. Okay, and then just release it. Let's swap over. Bend that supporting knee, take hold, the opposite foot. Draw those knees together. Feel that stretch. Try and challenge your balance if you can. So if you're holding on to something, just temporarily let go. Point your eyes, fixate your eyes on something in front of you, okay? And that will help with your balance. All right, and release those legs there. Okay, now onto a roll down stretch. So I'm going to roll you down to the floor, okay? If you've got sciatic concerns, I want you to just do a little pistol grip, lifting up and lengthening over one side, and then lifting up and lengthening over the other side. Those of you who are happy to do roll down, I'll do it from the side. Soften those knees, feet hip distance apart. Open your chest up initially, shoulders down and back. Okay, draw up your core, and then as you breathe out, round those shoulders forward, take the hands in front, out in front of you, rolling down, upper back goes first, middle back, and then your lower back, and you're rolling all the way down to the floor. You may touch the floor, you may not. Let the head relax there. Now the knees are soft, and we're going to just stretch out a little hamstring here. So I want you to now straighten out through the back of the leg, okay? Now ease off that left leg, and let's straighten out now through the right leg. And ease off, straighten out through the left leg. Ease it off, bend the knees, and then straighten out through the other side, through that right leg. Now bending both knees, bend those knees, take that weight off, push through those heels, and let's roll us back up. Rolling up, stacking those vertebrae. Okay, start with that lower back, middle back, upper back comes up, shoulders come down and back. Okay, lovely. Let's get you doing a little hip flexor stretch. So, coming now down onto one knee. Okay, I'm going to stretch out the hip flexor at the top of the hip here. Alright, so to do this, it's just a little lean forward. Now you're going to imagine your pelvis is on a rod, okay? And then push through the top of that hip, and you should feel that you are engaging and stretching out through the top of this hip here. Okay, it's not a lunge like so, it's just the actual stretch is engaged by tilting, tucking your tailbone up and underneath you like so. Feeling that stretch. And then gently unravel your pelvis, and let's swap over onto the other side and stretch out that other side too. Okay, so lean that little bit forward. Now tuck the tailbone underneath you, feeling that stretch through the top there. Okay, and then unravel yourself out of that. Coming now down onto all fours, onto what's called cat cow. Little loosen up of the spine, hands directly under the shoulders, draw the ribs up to meet the shoulder blades. Okay, knees, okay, hips sitting over the knees, shift that weight back over those knees as well. Spine is in neutral, okay, inhale, set that T-zone. Now tilt that tailbone underneath you, putting that lower back into the, let us see, rounding through that lower back, now pushing up through, drop the head forward and look through the knees. And then inhale here, and then as you breathe out, unravel that spine. Okay, bringing it back to your normal lumbar or neutral position, and then you can drop the belly just slightly. Go again, rounding through that lower back, middle back, and push yourself up and through, opening up those shoulder blades at the top, and unraveling that spine. And we'll do it just once more, loosening us up. Lovely. And rest that there. Okay, go back into prayer stretch. So take your hands out in front of you. Sink your bottoms back to your heels. You can either have your knees as wide as your mat, or you can bring those knees close together. Choose the position which suits you. Head resting on the floor, opening up through those pecs and shoulders. And stretching out through our backs. Now paint train tracks with your hands. Plant your hands by the side of your head. Roll that spine up carefully. Stacking those vertebrae. Bring up the upper back and shoulders. Draw up and down last. Okay, onto our final stretch is the glute stretch. So we're going to lie down to do this and cross one leg over the other. Okay, if you're feeling the stretch through the side of the glute there, then you leave the legs there. If you're not, you draw both legs into your chest and tuck your elbow into the side of the knee, feeling that stretch there. Now, if that isn't comfortable for you, you can get the glute stretch sitting up and just crossing the leg over. Okay, so choose your position. I've got 3 positions for you to choose from. Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, see whether you can ease that knee out a little bit further. Okay, deepening that stretch through the side of the glute. And as we breathe out again, let's release the legs and swap over. So start with the one leg crossed over the other and see if you feel the stretch there. Not feeling it. Okay, thread your hands around and behind the thigh. Okay, and tuck your elbow into the side of the knee. You want to activate a little bit more. You can hold this leg out and imagine you're pushing your foot against an imaginary wall. Okay, or you can just relax that leg down. So the choice is yours. Breathe in again, and as you breathe out, see whether you can draw those legs a little bit further into the chest, and if this elbow is in that supporting knee, ease that knee out a bit further. And then just slowly, let's release those legs there. Roll yourself onto your sides, push yourself up to sitting using your hands. And with that, my lovely friends, we are finished. Hope you enjoyed the stretch. Keep safe, keep well. I'll see you soon. Bye.